This doesn't look like the CBS lot. I think I took a wrong turn. You know what would have been a dead giveaway? When I plowed my car through that live moose. That's when you know you're not in West Hollywood. That thing went rolling over my car. I looked out the side and was like, oh God, was that a guy or a moose? I just drove off because I'm not stopping. I got a bunch of Deweys, so if it's a guy, I'm going back to jail. Well, that's a heck of a way to start a holiday special. Welcome to Fantastic Trivia. Hope you're all having a good weekend, and we're doing a show live and never gonna stop. Anyways, I'm your host, Roddy Fantastic. A little lost. I'm in the wilderness, but I guess that's COVID friendly. There's just a bunch of rabid raccoons around, but whatever. You're probably wondering why I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm on the search for gigs. That's my goal. I'm an entertainer, and a bunch of raccoons wanted me to do a show, so I did it. Anyways, it's not a great year for entertainers, but quite frankly, it's never been a good year for me, entertainment-wise. But yeah, I really do hope you're having a nice weekend with your families and stuffing yourself with turkey or whatever people do. I was dumpster diving this weekend personally. I found a bunch of half-eaten sandwiches, Panera Bread, pretty good. A turkey sandwich, I think it was mystery meat, but I had it. I said my grace for that food, and now I'm in the snowy autumn setting. Anyways, I'm so happy to have you all here. Thanksgiving weekend is a personal favorite of mine because, a few years back, I don't like to brag about it, but I was in the Macy's parade. Perhaps you saw it or didn't. It didn't go according to plan, and old NBC, well, they weren't exactly pleased with what I did, and if you missed it, here you go, check it out.
Live from New York, the parade of all parades is about to begin. The 86th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. All marching your way here on NBC. You're looking at the skyscrapers and the streets of New York City as we welcome you to the island of Manhattan, to the largest outdoor celebration in America today, to the great Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
How you doing, Macy's Parade? Roddy Fantastic, back from the grave. Many thanks to the folks at Macy's for glossing over that vehicular manslaughter charge I had last Christmas. I say it every year, but watch yourself on the eggnog, folks. Don't drink and drive. But yeah, shop Macy's. They give killers a second shot and let them open parades. Here we go. Let's have a little bit of fun. There's things that you guess and things that you know. There's boys you can trust and girls that you don't. There's little things you hide and little things that you show. Sometimes you think you're gonna get it, but you don't. That's just the way it goes. Yeah. Here we go. I've waited so long, baby, now that we're friends. Every man's got his patience, and here's where mine ends. I want your sex. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I want your love. I want your sex. I want your sex. Well, needless to say, apparently that crowd wasn't feeling George Michael, I Want Your Sex. I am no longer welcome at NBC and a lot of other networks. I stopped watching the parade, a few years ago. But anyways, I hope you're having a nice Thanksgiving. You're probably asking, I was led to believe this was a trivia show. You aren't wrong. It is. So let's just do a little bit of an overview. Here's what's happening today. We're going to be having some fun, answering some trivia, and, getting a little slosh. Get yourself a drink. Fetch it. We still have a little time. So let's get into it. I'd like to first, just say hi to our players. People from like Portland, Oregon, Massachusetts, New York, Connecticut, Maine, and more. And they're all playing on this show live on Zoom. So everyone say hi. I hope you're having a good time at home. And there you are. There you are. You're all starting to realize you should have got dressed up tonight. Oh my God, honey, get the ball gown quickly. I should have put my facial creams on. No. Don't worry about it. We're just thrilled to have you. I'm going to explain how this is all going to work. And let's just get into the details of what this actually is. There are going to be multiple rounds in this show. Round 1 is 5 easy questions. We'll find out if they're easy or not based on if people get them. Old Roddy wrote these himself, and he's illiterate, so, we'll see how it goes. But those are going to be 1-pointers, which is pretty cool. You'll get 1 point. Round 2, well, you guessed it. There's 5 more questions. These are a little bit more challenging. And, you're going to be working with teammates. And that's the nice thing about a trivia show. You get to work with team. And these ones are going to be 2-pointers. There'll be 5 of those bad boys. And then what do you think happens in round 3? Yeah, 5 more questions. That's going to be our final round of 5 questions. And those are a little bit more hard. So those are 3-point questions. And then our final round is what I like to call the comebacker. Anybody can win when there's 7 points on the line. You love to see it. You love to see it. But basically, this round is going to be 1 question that has 7 possible answers. So in that round, and we'll get back to it again, I'll explain it, so don't feel like you have to take notes, folks. No, it's going to be 1 question, 7 possible answers. In the end of this game, you're going to send me 7 answers, and I will give you 1 point for each correct one. And if you get 1 wrong out of those 7, it doesn't count against you. You just don't get a point. So you get anywhere from 0 to 7 points. That's the game. I hope that makes sense, and if it doesn't, well, Godspeed, teams. You'll submit answers again to the Zoom post, and no cheating. This is for fun. Don't use your phone. You could use your Nokia flip phone if you still have one, and T9 it as best you can, but no cheating. Please use your top of your noggin stuff. So, are you all ready to play? I'm ready to play. All right, here we go. Don't panic, anybody. A few minutes ago, I was actually telling you that I got booted out of Macy's parade for apparently the plebs who don't like George Michael's I Want Your Sex. Ugh, these people. Anyways, here's a fun fact. The Thanksgiving parade for Macy's actually started as a Christmas parade in the 20s. And the oversized parade balloons were first introduced to Macy's back in 1927. And it initially included a 60-foot dinosaur and a 25-foot Dachshund dog. But did you know that there was a first cartoon balloon based on an iconic character? Here's your question. What popular 1920s silent-era cartoon character was the first ever cartoon balloon ever featured in the Macy's parade? Let's start that timer. Myself, I don't want to date myself, but in the 30s, old Roddy had a balloon in the parade too. And I guess enough people had died since that had happened that they forgot that was a disaster. I asked those boys in engineering to put real vomiting technology in my 60-foot balloon, and they sprayed Boilermaker all over the crowd. just vomiting Roddy balloon, floating all over New York. Well, that wasn't exactly a winning choice. So we need those team captains to come back and give me those answers in the main lobby room. Excellent guess, Team Sammy D. But no, that's not correct. Oh, that is correct. Team Sinatra, I think we're good. I think we have all our answers in. The answer to this might surprise you. The answer is Felix the Cat. It's Felix the Cat. That clown of a cat got pretty much decimated by Mickey Mouse. And here's a fun fact about the parade. Macy's Thanksgiving Parade was actually way furrier from 1924 to 1926. They used to actually borrow animals from the Central Park Zoo, and they had a procession of elephants, camels, tigers, goats, and other live beasts that would strut around New York for the crowd's amusement. And I can only imagine that didn't go great. I'm sure a tiger mauled a kid, and they're like, no more. We're not doing that anymore. So they moved on from that old idea, and that's how it went. So excellent job. We got a few correct answers, and we're going to move on to question number 2. Really proud of you all. So let's get to question number 2. We're talking about Christmas, and one of my favorite parts of Christmas is just purely the songs. Do you recognize this one by any chance? Chestnuts roasting on a dumpster fire. Jack Frost threatening to kill me with hypothermia. The Christmas song. You all know it. It reaches us differently based on our own experience, but it's an undeniable great tune. And the Nat King Cole song was pretty popularized in 1946 with his original version. Nat King Cole sang it. But did you know that he didn't actually write the tune? What I'm going to want to know is who wrote Nat King Cole's 1946 classic holiday tune, The Christmas Song. And here's the crazy thing, folks. Technically, 2 people wrote it. So that you know what that means. A legally dubious daily double. Yeah. Technically, you can get 2 points. I'm really thinking of one name here. But if you get 2, boy, you get an extra point. So who wrote Nat King Cole's 1946 classic holiday tune, The Christmas Song? Let's start that clock. I've written a lot of Christmas tunes in my day. Most of them are about heartbreak, of not getting jobs, and, having cops beat you with their billy clubs. These are not relatable, apparently, to most crowds, and I have heard as much when none of these tunes get purchased. So, shame on me for not knowing how to write as well as these fellas. Or ladies. Could be men, could be women. I'm not going to be a spoiler. I'm the host. I'm supposed to be professional, so y'all have some time to think it over. All right, time is winded down. Oh, great guess. No. No, I'm so sorry, Team Dino. That's not right. And Team Bishop, great guess. That's actually not correct. And boom, Team Sinatra. You know your 1946 tunes. The answer is Mr. Mel Torme and Bob Wells. Bob Wells and Mel Torme. Take a look at that. Mel Torme was 16 years old when he wrote this tune. Now, here's a fun fact about how the song was written. It was the summer of 1945. Year before the song's release, and it was a super hot, short, oppressive summer in Los Angeles. And Mel Torme went to the house of his then writing partner, Bob Wells. No one got that, but don't worry about it. And Wells was nowhere to be seen. Now here's the crazy thing. There was a spiral pad on a piano, and there were 4 lines scribbled down in pencil. They were chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. So obviously, Mel sees this and he's like, this is gold. And when he finds Bob Wells, Bob's like, he's like, yo, Mel, I've been doing everything to cool down. I've been in the pool. I've been drinking cold drinks, and I'm dumping talc down my pants like there's no tomorrow. I wrote a jingle just to cool down. I don't know if the language was exactly that, but that's basically how the tune was written. So everyone's doing a fantastic job, and again, I'm really proud of you. And we're gonna get into more trivia because we're gonna get into question number 3 in just a moment. I hope you're all having a good time. I know I am. I planned for this all year. By all year, I mean 1 week. We got this together real quick. I asked the boys at Nokia shop, does this phone stream to the internet? And they said no. I said, good enough. Let's get this show going. So anyways, all right. We're talking Christmas tunes, right? Tell me if you've ever heard this song before. 'Tis the season for a lawsuit. La 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 la. Roddy stole some album artwork. La 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 la. The band was pissed and lawyers called me. La 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 la. Oh, Roddy, you're out of tune. I am ruined yet again. La 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 la. That's right, folks. Old Roddy is getting sued again for intellectual theft. And that's never good. Nobody likes that. And I want you to tell me for this question. I'm about to show you a visual clue. But here's the question. What 80s, 90s band sued Roddy Fantastic for stealing their album artwork? That's what I want to know. I'm about to put it on screen. So let's get that timer going. Apparently I stole this. I have no recollection of that. No, I thought I stayed up all night on a bender of old fashions and was like putting out my album Hocus Pocus Swing Time by Roddy Fantastic. in the late 90s, and I came up with this idea, and I was like, Roddy, you genius. So I quickly slapped it together, and I put that thing out on the market, and the band was furious. They said, you stole that, and sued me. And I'm just looking for the band. If you get the album title, good for you, but this is just a one-pointer. I would love to know who wrote this album and who is suing the pants off of me. Oh, way to go, Team Bishop on the board. Bingo bongo. You'll love to see it. Excellent job. You got it. Excellent work, Team Dino. You nailed it. Waiting for a few more answers. Team Sammy D nails it at the buzzer. All 4 people know who is suing the pants off of me. And that is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Apparently they said my album artwork was too close. I don't think so. I honestly think mine is totally original and very different. They don't agree, and I am financially ruined. But that's all part of it, folks. That's the beauty of life. You got to take creative risks, and mine was that. So we're moving along. We got more questions, so let's get to it. We're at question 4, and people are doing fantastic. Trademark. Trademarked. Okay, so it's Christmas season, it's a holiday. We all know this is the time to go shopping. A lot of people do their online shopping. Me, personally, I'm still going to the stores, wearing my mask. Roddy might be old-fashioned, but he's not an idiot. You know, I'm 100 plus. My life is on the line here. So I literally put myself in a bubble like Peter Gabriel and just roll around stores until I get kicked out. But anyways, I was shopping at a store recently, and well, I had what is, I guess my grandkid told me that it was a public freak out that went viral on Reddit. So what I'm about to play a tape, and what I need you to tell me is what store was I freaking out in? That's the question. So let's take a look at that security tape. Hey, kid, you look like you work here. Can you point me in the direction of the wolf pee? I need about 30 gallons of the stuff.
Sir, why do you need that much wolf pee?
What do you care why I need 30 gallons of wolf pee? That's my right. I'm a customer.
Sir?
Don't ask me why I need that much pure wolf pee. It's my business. I'm an entertainer.
Sir, you're making a scene.
Oh, you want to press me, kid? Fine. You want to see a grown man cry? Fine. My name is Roddy Fantastic, and I use pure wolf pee to keep my skin endlessly youthful. Judy Garland used to do it. I've been a loyal customer at this establishment since you opened in 1972. How dare you question me?
Sir?
Yeah, that's right. Back when you started this national chain in an 8-foot space in a Springfield, Missouri liquor store. Oh, you call yourself the Walt Disney Store of the outdoors, pal? Well, get this. You're more like the Chuck E. Cheese.
Calm down.
Get your hands off me. I'm an entertainer. I'm big stuff. I'm D-list for sure. Get back. Put that taser down. Yeah. Fun fact, whenever I go into stores, I never know what's going to happen to me. And I assume there's security footage there. And I just ask trivia questions while I'm getting kicked out of places. Because, I'm an entertainer. When there's a camera, I am on. So anyways, I was in a store, and I want to know, what store was it? Tell me the name of the store where I publicly freaked out, quote, unquote. Walt Disney Store of the outdoors, my ass. My butt. Sorry, there's kids here. My butt. But anyways, yeah, my behind. How dare they? Oh, we got some guesses coming in. And good job to Team Sammy Davis. Yeah, that's right. You nailed it. And Team Bishop, great guess. Nope, but very good. And no, Dino, Team Sinatra, these are all wonderful, wonderful guesses, and they are not the correct ones. The correct answer to this one is the Bass Pro Shops. Yep, Bass Pro Shops. Here's a crazy fact. Bass Pro Shops sees 200 million visitors a year. That is 100% true and totally wild. But they opened actually in 1972 in the back of his father's store. This guy named John Morris And he's now the CEO, but he was selling like fish tackle at the back of his father's liquor store in Missouri. Missouri. That's what I say when I'm on the road. I'm saying, how you doing, Missouri? I cater to my crowd, and then I play a bunch of tunes that they start booing me and throwing rocks and pelting me, and that's how I entertain. But anyways, we were looking for Bass Pro Shops, and these are only one-pointers, so don't worry, everybody. We're gonna keep moving along because that's how trivia works. You're never supposed to stop. You got to keep entertaining. So this is an interesting question. I have every time it's the end of the year, we reflect on the good and the bad. I really cater to the bad. I bet you all think of good things. But no, I think about some of the jobs I didn't nail or get. And, back in the day, I actually performed in a band with some young boys. You might know them: John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney. Here we are as young lads. This was pre-Beatles. So, the thing is, they weren't the Beatles yet. So what I want to know for this question is, before the Beatles were formed, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison were originally members of which group? That's the question. While you think of the answer, I'm going to start that timer and start yammering about my past. Yeah, the boys. They were really young. They were in their teens at that point. Noel Roddy was hovering in the 70s. And they were like, John, I know you said this guy's worked in the biz for a while, but I really don't recommend hiring him. And you're probably looking at a photo wondering, Ronnie, why weren't you wearing the same attire? Because I am a pro. Does Batman wear pajamas when he changes crime fighting for a day? No. He wears the bat suit. And, he goes to work. So that's me. I do this. And John, I'm telling him, why don't we call ourselves the Degenerates? And he's like, no. I said, what about the Crushing Gambling Addicts? And they said, cut this guy. He's out of the band. He's out of the band. Fantastic work, folks. I feel like we got all our answers in, and you folks knew the name of... You got it. It's the Quarrymen. Yep, it's the Quarrymen. But here's something you might not know. The Quarrymen, the style of music that the band played at school dances and contests, was actually called skiffle, which literally means rent party, which is an informal way to get enough money to pay next month's rent. And a skiffle is usually a blend of folk music and jazz, blues, and country, started in New Orleans in the 1900s, and John Lennon was aware of this. And originally, Lennon wanted to call the band the Blackjacks, which was the symbol for which the black tea chest adorned on the silver musical notes. That tea chest was the common skiffle instrument of the day. But because most of the band attended Quarry Bank School, they actually changed their name to the Quarrymen. So, I don't know. Seems like you just learned something. And I'm really proud of you all because you all nailed it. 4, 4, 4. Great job. So this is our end of round 1, and I just want to congratulate you all on doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. This is the perfect time for you to refresh your drink, but we have to do this for the sponsors. So thanks to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more trivia about 2 minutes.
Turn after these messages.
If you want to hear music from a box like this, here's a high band blaster that you wear on your wrist. High band blaster. And would you look at this watch? Who would ever know? It can change into a robot radio. Robot radio.
Planoform non-radio watch is also available. Invisceptor Jet, Excalibur Gun, Scorpia, Autochron, Autoscepter, Kaltor, and the Robot Time Machine. Each sold separately.
Susan!
What?
Susan, I just went over the bills, but we've got to tighten our belts.
I'm trying, Stanley.
Well, try harder. Do you have to use so much shampoo?
Pro Concentrate. Just this much made all this great lather. Oh.
Honey, our budget's a disaster, but your hair looks like $1 million.
Prel Concentrate. Great lather for great-looking hair.
Ah, the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson, inspired by that same French excellence. It's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So,
102, take 3. Action, please.
the French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson. Inspired by that same French excellence, it's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So, Paul...
And welcome back to Fantastic Trivia. So glad you're still here. I have actually changed location. I heard about a gig out state, and I went for it, and I think I took a wrong turn because now I'm in the boonies. Oh boy. Alrighty. If I get eaten by wolves in round 3, don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll figure this out. Anyways, welcome back to Fantastic Trivia, and many thanks to Orson Welles for sponsoring this. That man taught me everything I know, which is why I'm half cocked off Smirnoff right now. And Paul Masson. Oh, Orson. One take Orson, and then they forced him to do a second one. He let him hear it. Ah, Paul Masson. Anyways, let's do a little leaderboard check-in. Everyone's doing really well. Round 1 is done. Those were all 1 point. And here's the current scores. Team Bishop, you're in 4th place, but not out of it. You got 2 points currently. Team Dino, you're still in it with 3 points. And we got a tie with Sammy D and Sinatra, which is just like life. Who is the better entertainer? Sammy Davis or Sinatra? Well, you both have 4 points. So round 1, you're doing fantastic, and everyone should feel good and positive. And we're going to continue getting into fun trivia. So, all right, let's move into question 6. Question 6 is part of our round 2. So just a reminder, these are 2-point questions. And so you're going to get 2 points. There's 5 of them, 2 points a pop. Christmas reminds me always of the Charlie Brown Christmas special. You all know it, I hope, and love it. It's a fantastic, marvelous, well, it's remembered now as marvelous. I don't know if I agreed with that at the time, because technically I was actually part of that special. Roddy was hired as a bit player in the background, and I, inserted myself into a lot of scenes. Here I am working with Chuck and Linus, and I was telling the boys at this scene, hey, did you guys see the script? It's unbelievable. It's all about Jesus Christ. Where are the toy commercials? This thing's absolute garbage. I think this thing needs a laugh track and a bunch of fart gags. And, well, I don't think Chuck liked that. And Charlie, I think he talked to the producers, and they told me to get off the set. And they did, and I lost the part, and I was scrubbed, and the rest is history. No residual tricks for old Roddy. But here's the thing. We're gonna actually do a trivia question about this special, begrudgingly, because I kind of hate it myself. But in that special, here's what happens. Remember, Charlie goes to the psychiatry stand, which Lucy is running. And she has a lot of bossy advice about what might be wrong with Chuck. And at what point, she actually suggests that Charlie might suffer from pantophobia. He goes, what's that? She explains what pantophobia is. And he goes, that's it. That's what I have. And that's our question. Question 6. What is pantophobia? The disorder that supposedly afflicts Charlie Brown. I'm going to start that timer. And, in case you forgot I was in that special, here I am. I wasn't supposed to be in this scene, and I didn't care. I just wandered in, I lit up a cigarette, and said, I'm doing this. I'm ad-libbing. Chuck and Lucy are going back and forth about medical stuff, and I'm telling this guy, hey, have you thought about electric shock therapy? You seem like a manic depressive. Maybe think of trepanning. They bore a little drill in your brain. It worked wonders for me in the late 1800s until they discontinued doing that. The question isn't what's trepanning. I just told you, don't do it these days. But Chuck is like, Roddy, you're ruining the scene. And I said, you know what? Back off. Who's the A player? Whose name's on the marquee? And he's like, what are you talking about? We're all kids. And then he told the producers, hey, I don't think that guy smoking a cigarette in the corner is actually a child. I think that's an old, salty entertainer. We got one answer in, and you bet it's the correct one. So good job, Team Sinatra. You got it. Excellent job. We're waiting for a few more folks to think about pantophobia. Old Roddy has a lot of fears in his actual life. I'll stall for time. I love to do it. That's how I work. They say, Roddy, stretch. I said, how much time do you need? They said, 45. Here's fears that I have. Sitting on a toilet. I always think there might be a spider hanging out under there. You know, I wouldn't want the spider to bite me down there. That's a fear. Being sucked off the planet. Which honestly, right here, makes it even worse. I have a fear of heights, and I'm keeping it in. I'll wander off set to vomit. Excellent job. We're getting answers in. That's correct, Team Sammy D. Sammy Davis knows. Excellent guess, Team Dino. No, but that's a fantastic guess. Oh, Team Bishop. Very, very close. Very close. No. Actually, what he suffers from is the fear of everything. Old Charlie Brown. You know, he's got some problems. And, you know, Charlie's in his probably 60s now and has a lot of outstanding bills to a therapist. But it's for the best, you know, therapy. Check it out. Old Roddy, pro therapy. All right, so we're having a good time and we're moving on to old question 7. Another Thanksgiving tradition that you're all hyper aware of is the National Dog Show. Now, the National Dog Show is cool. They have a lot of dogs parade around and they pick the best. And old Roddy's eyes, I just figure it's the one that doesn't bite the judge. Seems like that's the goal, is just don't bite the judge. And yeah, so my dog Jasper would never win. My dog Jasper, the best thing he's ever done was swallow a sock in its entirety. And I had to remove that from his colon for $6,000 about a week ago. But he's my pal. He's my pal. So I'm not going to judge the old dog. So this question is actually about dogs, special dogs. And what I want to know is, this dog wasn't a national dog, a national show dog, but he is a special dog. I want to know, what was the name of the first dog ever sent to space? The first dog. And let's get that timer going. The first dog. Let's take a look at that dog. I mean, what has your dog done lately? Sat around and slept for 18 hours? This dog went to space. My dog, again, costing me thousands of dollars. But I like to pet him. He brings me a lot of joy and calm. Fantastic, Team Bishop. That's correct. Way to go. You guys know your special dogs. Fair guess, Sinatra. You might know the best places to eat in Palm Springs, but you don't know space dogs. So pick up my book, Space Dogs by Roddy Fantastic, available now in the back of my car. Oh, fantastic guess, Team Sammy Davis, but that is not correct. The correct answer to this one is Laika. That dog's name is Laika. And the fun fact, less fun, when my team wrote this question, I was like, well, that's an interesting fact. I said, what happened to the dog 20 minutes ago? And they looked it up. They said, oh, boy, no good. One-way trip. And I said, yikes, can we change the question? And they said, absolutely not. We were paid for 15 questions and no more. So we stuck with it. And here we are with a bummer question in the middle of a holiday special. Godspeed, Laika. Okay. Folks, I also, this time of year is another time. I have a new album out. It's called November of My Years, and I hope you also pick it up. It's available at Sam Goody in the last state it's open, in Washington. But no, November of My Years is about reflecting on the things I didn't get and all the grievances I have. And this is a pretty big one. I've auditioned for a lot of roles in my life, and I don't get them all. So ultimately, I'm going to play you an audition tape that I was up for a part. I forced it. I sent in my tape, and I want you to check it out and tell me, what is the name of the movie I did not get cast in? So here we go. Check it out.
Roddy Fantastic reading for the part of in a little picture called just want to say I'm really honored to be in this audition, knowing there's so many heavy hitters up for the part, and that I haven't worked in 3 decades and was last seen busking outside your office for food. So I just want to thank you for watching this tape. I think I'm ready for a comeback, and this is the right part for me, and I could be Oscar bait. Who knows? In 3, 2, craft of acting, 1, transformation, and scene. I don't know who went to this place, William Howard Taft, William Jennings Bryan, William Tell, whoever. Their spirit is dead. If they ever had one, it's gone. You're building a rat ship here, a vessel for sea-going snitches. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. Oh boy, my glasses are gone. Because if you think you're killing the very spirit of this institution for claims it instills, what a sham. What kind of show are you guys running here? I mean, the only class in this act is sitting right next to me, and I'm here to tell you that this boy's soul is intact. It is non-negotiable. You know how I know? Because someone here tried to buy it, only Charlie here wasn't selling.
You're out of order.
Out of order? I'll show you out of order. You don't know what order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old, I'm too tired, and I'm too blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. Out of order, who the hell do you think you're talking to? I've been around, you know. There was a time I could see, and I've seen boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off. But there is nothing like the sight of an amputated spirit. There is no prosthetic for that. And if you think you're merely sending this splendid-footed soldier back to Oregon with his tail between his legs, I say that you're executing his soul! And why? Because he's not a bad man. Bad man, you hurt this boy. You're gonna be bad bums, the lot of you. And Harry, Jimmy, Trent, wherever you are out there, you too! And scene. Okay, really excited to get this part. Just want to say I'm super easy to work with. Some slight tweaks. I'm gonna need a heavy rewrite on this script. I don't work blue. All that swearing, not for me. So, if I get the part, you're gonna have to do a real heavy rewrite. Roddy Fantastic, available now.
Yeah, didn't get that part. Total bummer. I could have been Oscar bait. And we already got some correct answers in. You know it, you saw it. Heavy hitters were in it. I was not one of those heavy hitters, even though I honestly think I nailed that audition. Old Roddy just taps into his inner rage and just embraces it for the craft of acting. You know, as you can see, my glasses go flying off. That's just, you know, acting is reacting, folks. That's what they say. Team Bishop, Team Sinatra know it. Question is, do Team Dino and Team Sammy D know it? Yep, Team Dino knows it. We're just waiting on one more team. Team Sammy D. Oh, Team Sammy D just shot in the dark. What do you think it is? I see him coming in now. Let's get that question in. What's your answer? Ooh, fair guess. Fair guess. That's not correct, but don't sweat it. That's all part of life, folks. That film, you know it, you love it. Son of a Woman, Al Pacino. Old Pacino. That's the film that he's honestly best known for going, hoo-wah, hoo-wah. Now, for those who don't know, historically speaking, hoo-wah is a battle cry that originated in the U.S. Army, but later spread to the Navy and the Air Force. And as for how Al Pacino learned it, he basically recalled in an interview that he was working with a lieutenant colonel who was teaching him the ways of the Army. And they worked every day together, and he would teach him how to load and unload a gun and all that stuff. And every time he did something right, the colonel would go, hoo-wah, hoo-wah. And Pacino's like, what the heck is that? And just from there on out, hoo-wah. Every movie, including like a kid's film, he's like, you kids want some candy? Hoo-wah. He can't give it up. So that's where hoo-wah came from, and that was Son of a Woman. And 3 out of 4 teams got it, so you're all doing a fantastic job. In that film, he was actually played a blind man, and I heard from good friends of mine it wasn't very convincing. And one of my good friends was Mr. Ray Charles. That's right, Roddy's been around. I've performed with some heavy hitters myself, and Ray was just a heck of a guy. Classy, heck of an instrumentalist, songwriter, performer, just he had it all. And what I want to know is in which U.S. state was singer Ray Charles born? I'm gonna hit that timer. Bam, there we go. This is a professional operation, even though I am wildly lost in the woods. And if anybody can send a beacon out for them to find old Roddy, I'm not going to get any work up here, I don't think, unless, some rabid coyotes have work for me. Wonderful animals. Wonderful, wonderful animals. So just want to know which U.S. state was singer Ray Charles born. both Ray and I went to see Scent of a Woman together, and I was explaining the picture to him. He's like, "What's going on, Roddy?" I'm saying, "It's garbage. This movie's terrible. I may have been a little jaded because I didn't get the part." So Ray's like, "Is it really that bad? It seems like a lot of people are having a good time." I'm, "Ray, trust me. Pacino stinks in this." Getting those answers. Absolutely, Team Bishop. You got it. That's correct. And absolutely, Team Sammy D. Everyone's keeping it tight. And yep, we got our final answer in, and we have 3 teams that got it. And I'm so proud of you all. And here we are. The answer is Georgia. Maybe you remember his famous song, Georgia on My Mind. He basically professed his love for his home state. And interestingly, Ray Charles won a Grammy Award in 1960 for that song, Georgia on My Mind. So there you go. From here on out, if someone asks you that question again, bam, think of Georgia on My Mind. All right, we're moving on to our 10th question. This is our final 2-pointer of the round before our next commercial break. So y'all have a shot to get 2 more points here. All right, we're going to talk Christmas literature. I myself cannot read. I actually picked up this next book on audiobook. It was a little book called The Polar Express. The book was actually read by Pacino. It was crazy. He's like, "And then the train came through the night, hoo-wah! And it took him up to the North Pole, hoo-wah!" It's like, this is the craziest kids book, audiobook. Anyways, here's the question. In the book The Polar Express, a Christmas classic, what is the first gift of Christmas wished for by the boy? Let's put a minute on the clock. Hoo-wah! What did he wish for? Very intense line readings, but Pacino, class act. He does it all. If you haven't read it in a bit, pick it up. It's a classic. It's the holidays, you know? Turn off Netflix. Actually, unsubscribe to Netflix and pick up Roddy Plus. It's available now. And you're probably wondering, Roddy, what do I get with Roddy Plus? Well, I'm going to send each of you a ham sandwich in the mail. Shipping might take 7 weeks. So if it arrives rancid, welcome to Roddy Plus, the premium service. You also get such entertainment as this, and that's about it, which you're currently getting for free. But you can pay me, Roddy Plus, $3,000 a month. Subscribe now at roddyplus.biz. It's the only domain I could buy. Fantastic. I got folks that have read some Christmas books recently. Team Bishop, you got it. Team Sammy D, you know it, you love it. And Team Dino, you also got it. We're waiting for Team Sinatra, and oh boy, you all know it. This is shocking. I am genuinely perplexed that you all got this one. But hey, good for you. The answer is a silver bell off Santa's sleigh. That's what it was. Now I'm going to give you some actual knowledge, because, you know, it doesn't hurt to learn. Kids, listen up, some real knowledge here. The book's author, Chris Van Allsburg, once recalled that The Polar Express was the easiest of his picture book manuscripts to write. He created only one draft and had to only make a few changes to the text. He said once he realized the train was going to the North Pole, finding the stories seemed less like a creative effort than an act of recollection, and he felt that the story's narrator was more about remembering something and not making it up. And here's another little fact I love about it. He was asked who he writes for. They say, "Who do you write for, Chris?" And Allsburg said, "I write for what's left of the 8-year-old inside me, still rattling around in my head." I think it's a mistake to try to create something for a particular audience. You end up spending more time wondering what they like and less time wondering about what's really important to you as an artist. Which is why I'm here doing a trivia show in a holiday weekend in the middle of the woods to people not paying. Passion. I'm crazy. I love it too. This is my favorite time of the year. And that was our final question of round 2. And you know what that means. We're going to have another commercial break. So stick around. There's more fun trivia coming up. So stick around. Here we go.
Turn after these messages.
We could wouldn't have made it through the day without something to show the way, that something keeps us going.
And you can't make it through the night if you don't have some kind of light that's showing.
7 Up, 7 Up. We've seen the light of 7 Up, 7 Up, 7 Up. We've seen the light of 7 Up, 7 Up, 7 Up.
Tonight, a CBS special movie presentation. This woman is running from a terrifying childhood experience she is unable to remember. Something far worse than being aboard a sinking ship. And remembering could save her sanity or destroy her.
Eva? You're the one who's torturing Eva, not I!
I don't want to remember.
People are being murdered. I don't think you have any choice anymore.
And now, someone wants her dead, too. Natalie Wood, Robert Foxworth, Ralph Bellamy, and Bradford Dillman star in The Memory of Eva Riker. Next.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And if you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Be a pepper, drink.
And welcome back to Fantastic Trivia. I'm happy to see you here. Hope you're having a good time and that you freshened up your cocktails during the break, took a bathroom break, and did whatever you had to do. There's more fun trivia is coming at you. As you can tell, I'm pretty lost in the woods still, but don't worry about me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is super unprofessional of me. I should have shut off my cell phone, but I'm an entertainer and I gotta book gigs, so duty calls. Don't mind me, I gotta take this. Hello? Uh-huh. Yes, this is Roddy Fantastic. No, this is a perfectly good time. I'm just doing a show for free for a bunch of riffraff on the internet. Nope, let's talk. Let's talk biz. You got a gig?
Yeah.
Where? How much? Low pay? What's the crowd? It's a B&B? Oh, B&B crowd. Folks, that's good. They've tipped. Where is it? When do I start? Immediately? Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta hop in my car and I'm gonna fly across town, but consider me booked. I'm in. I'm gonna do it. What do I have to do there? Just work shifts in the B&B? No problem. I'll do it. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Sorry about this, folks, but I gotta get out of here. I got a better gig. We'll keep doing the trivia, don't worry, but I just gotta get to my new job. So see you in a hot minute. But this is Roddy's back. I'm back in the game.
Slow ride, take it easy, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom, bam. Already struck goals again, baby. Yeah, I'm back in the game.
Well, I was sold a false bill of goods. Yep, not a B&B. Turned out I entered a nightmare. But here's the thing, it's not all bad. My boss is kind of crazy. You know, he's been chasing his family around because he can't write a book. Big whoop. Just hire a ghostwriter, pal. You know, you don't have to finish a manuscript yourself. Go to Craigslist. But anyways, he's a little nuts. But, you know, they got me working the bathroom shift. You know, it's not so bad. I just have to deal with ghosts every so often coming in here saying, "You want to play with us?" These little twins freak me out, and I'm like, guys, this is the men's room. No little girls in here. Go to the right room. And then anybody else that comes in here, which is usually like a person with like a pig mask on and a fancy tuxedo, and I offer them mints and toilet paper, and I never get a tip for this. But it's not a bad crowd, honestly. These folks, they're really into the 1920s stuff, so honestly, this crowd is exactly what I'm about. So I just, perform some shows for them. I go to the ballroom every so often, and they're like, let me do my little jazz tunes, and then waves of blood fly everywhere, and they go, "Roddy, go clean that up." And I'm like, I just did that! Hey, have you ever thought about just shutting the elevator down? I mean, come on. If it does it every day, maybe you should shut it down. This is a 2-story hotel. Use the stairs. God. But anyways, it's okay. I got a little bit of a downshift right now, and we can just continue doing trivia. That's the beauty of this, is that I got a lot of free time in here. Not a lot of travelers. We're snowed in, which kind of stinks. I can't get out of here. So let's just keep the trivia flowing. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah, holiday weekend. Hey, Thanksgiving. That's what the weekend is. We all heard about the Thanksgiving turkey pardon, right? Well, this tradition actually dates back to the 60s, even before then, late 1800s. But technically, JFK was the first one to spare a turkey its life in 1963. Of course, he didn't say the word pardon, yada, yada, yada. The first person to actually say pardon was Ronnie Reagan, my favorite president. Would you believe it? A guy who lives in Palm Springs loves Ronnie Reagan. I do. He's my favorite. But it's neither here nor there. He pardoned a turkey because of the Iran-Contra crisis. He just did it as a joke. He's like, I pardoned the turkey. I didn't do Iran-Contra, which you didn't. Okay, I'll keep the politics out of here. Anyways, we're not talking about turkeys, though. Because did you know that the Thanksgiving turkey, was not the first animal for Thanksgiving that was spared its life? That honor goes, this is not a joke, a Thanksgiving raccoon. Here's my question, folks. I want to know which 20th century New England-born U.S. president spared the life of the first and only Thanksgiving raccoon. This is completely true. I'll get into what actually happened in a moment, but think it out. 20th century New England-born U.S. president spared the life of the first and only Thanksgiving raccoon. Let's start that timer. Yeah, this is just wild that this is true. It's literally insane. Someone sent a raccoon to the White House. Oh, I'll get into it in a moment. I've eaten raccoon a few times. Yeah, when I was in the woods 3 months ago, that's when I was doing it, But we shouldn't get into that. I now work at the old Overlook Hotel, and I am super grateful for it. I say that not knowing if a ghost is listening right now. Get me out of here. No, we're just having fun. We're having a trivia time, and to all the ghosts, leave me alone. I'm just trying to have a good time. Trying to get out of this hotel. I tried to climb out a few windows recently, and old Jack busted in the door and said, "Here's Johnny." I said, "That's a bit hack. I'm from LA, man. Johnny Carson is a friend of mine, and he would not care for that. He's litigious. He's going to hire Henry Bushkin, his lawyer, to come after you for using that line." Oh, Sammy D, another wonderful guest. No. I wish somebody sent him a raccoon, but no. One more team, Team Sinatra. Classic Sinatra, the last to show up to the party. But that's who everyone's waiting for, old Mickey Blue Eyes. Fantastic! Sinatra nailed it. That is correct. Good work. You folks know your raccoon history. They all laughed at you, went to the library to get raccoon history. You were like, why are you reading that? You're like, one day, folks. The answer is Calvin Coolidge, the 30th U.S. president. Now here's the story. I'm going to tell you. This is actually true. So get this. Some guy in Mississippi sends Coolidge a raccoon as a Thanksgiving dinner option. Old Coolidge gets it, and he's a humanitarian. He loves animals. He's a conservationist. He and his wife decide to keep it, and they name it Rebecca the Raccoon. And that was the 1926 Thanksgiving dinner. The Coolidge kept it as a pet. And then for Christmas, they actually embroidered a collar that was made for Rebecca the Raccoon, inscribed, the White House raccoon. Now here's the nuts part. Everyone thought Coolidge was not crazy. Here we go. This guy's wild. This guy actually becomes super friends with the raccoon, and he actually walks around the White House grounds on a leash. He puts that raccoon on a leash, and they walk around during the day, and at night, he would take that raccoon and put it up on his lap, and they would sit in the fireplace and contemplate how I assume he came to love a raccoon that much. But boy, weird story, and old Coolidge, what a legacy. It's like Vermont cheese and raccoon friendship. That's what we know. That's what we will remember. So good work. A few of you got it. And we're going to move on to question 12. Now here's the thing. We're talking New England. I have a soft spot for New England. I love traveling there. Because I like to go particularly to a place where everyone knows your name. And that place is called Cheers. And you know why I love Cheers? Because I had a guest spot on it. In season 4, I temporarily, briefly on one episode, was Diane's boyfriend. And old Sammy wasn't happy about that. So there I am, chumming up with Norm and Cliff and Woody. And old Sammy himself, the Red Sox player. Carla and I got into it. Diane's in the background. And, we went hot and heavy for a bit. Wasn't really part of the show. It was all in my mind. We never really got into the specifics. But anyways, Cheers. I love it. You love it. And, this is a special event. And Roddy is stacked with friends in the biz. So I called up my good friend George Wendt. And I said, hey, Georgie baby, you want to be on my show, Fantastic Trivia? Ask these fine guests a question. He goes, Roddy, for you and money, I'll do it. So, hey, George, why don't you take this one?
Thanks, Roddy. I'm George Wendt, Norm from Cheers. And I've got a trivia question for you guys. What was the name of the seafood restaurant located above the Cheers bar? Dun, 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 dun.
Thanks, George. Excellent question. Excellent reading. And I'm super happy to be friends with you. What I want to know is, what was the name of the seafood restaurant located above the Cheers bar in the show? George and I go way back. Woody and Sammy and all those guys had their lost weekends going on boat trips and leaving the set. Old Norm and I, George Wendt, we would just go off set and go baseball card shopping, do really nice things, visit Kenmore Square, go to the Museum of Fine Arts, and just talk literature. And George, wonderful man. Super happy that he's my friend. And many thanks to him for asking you fine folks a question here on Fantastic Trivia. So do let me know, what is the name of the seafood restaurant located above the Cheers bar? Cheers is a great show. If you haven't seen it, immediately rush out to go watch it. Great guess, Bishop. No. No. That's a fantastic guess, and honestly, if you want to open up a seafood restaurant with me, let's do that one. That's a great name. I see you there looking at me saying, great business deal. How much do I need to sink in? 100%, Carl. You just need 100% of the funds, and I'll be the razzle-dazzle front of the house, man. Oh, boy. You gotta respect Sammy Davis Jr. for knowing that one. You nailed it. These boys watch their Cheers. Way to go, Mary Kay, Joni, Henry, Nathan, Bannon, and the gang on Sammy Davis. Fantastic guess from our other two teams, and unfortunately neither of those are right. Same offer stands. Y'all want to open a seafood restaurant with me? We can do it. Honestly, I think we should. These are weird times. But anyways, rather than me tell you what the answer is, I'd like my boy George to take it away. So George, what's the answer?
Dun, 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 dun. The answer is Melville's. Although I kind of preferred the Hungry Heifer. Melville's, they gave you that lobster. The Hungry Heifer, they specialized in lobster, a crustacean-like food product. Cheers.
See you later, George. Pleasure having you on the show. George went. We met through Cameo, and I said, George, what's Cameo? He said, hey, baby, people pay you to say words. And I said, how do I get in on this? He said, just put yourself up on the internet and say you're available. So I did that a few days ago, and I'm now available on Cameo, and I had my first purchase like 2 days ago. This lady from the Midwest wanted me to talk to her kid. So here's my first Cameo video. Check it out. Roddy Fantastic filming his very first Cameo video here. Actually, some mom named Linda from the Midwest just paid me $5 to record a birthday message to her son. I don't know who the hell she thought I was, but I said $5. I'll do it. So here we go. Yeah, happy birthday, Josh. It's your second. That's a big one. My father abandoned me at that age, so I totally get it. You're about to enter a weird period of your life, and old Roddy's just telling you, just keep your chin up, and you'll make it through. Linda also told me to record a second message for when you turn 16, so just hit pause right now. If you could, just hit pause. All right, did Joshua hit pause? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. This is for when you're 16 years old. Listen to me, you little shit. If you don't knock it off, you're gonna go to jail. And I've been to jail many times, so you just don't. You just pay attention to me right now, and you cut the crap out. Listen to your mom, or you're gonna go to jail. All right, so yeah, there you go. So Linda, if you could send me the 5, that would be great. Still waiting for that 5, Linda. You can use whatever Cash App. You can strap it to a pigeon and fly it out to God knows where Overlook Hotel, where I am trapped in a misery of both horror and lovely entertainment. Tip your waitresses, ghost people that are literally giving me grief every minute of the day. I've tried to escape a few times. I might again later. But anyways, this is still a trivia show. I haven't forgotten that, and hopefully you haven't either. And boy, it's still the holidays, folks. So let's talk about the holidays. Let's talk Christmas and music biz. I want to talk about a performer that's very huge and is a Grammy Award winner. This is a fun fact about this person. What Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter grew up on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania? That sounds pretty nice. Let's start that timer. There it goes. Growing up on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania, Grammy Award winner, singer-songwriter. I'd like to know who this person is. Myself, I grew up in upstate New York. Some of you might not know my story. I was born Ernie Hudson, in relation to the Ghostbuster. Changed my name and fled my family. Went to New York and briefly played folk music in Greenwich Village as the Shanty Men. Good times. Most of my tunes were blatantly ripped off from Bob Dylan, and he threatened to kill me. Literally hung me off a building. Said, "You get out of here. You're no good. I'm Bob Dylan." I said, "Cool it, Bob. Your voice stinks." And then he dangled me off. And I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. And I fled to the West and changed my name to Roddy Fantastic. And I've been that almost ever since, until I briefly changed my name to Paul Fontaine and became a magician to escape the mob debts that I have. And at that point, I was working with loose tigers, and one of those tigers mauled some people. And I realized, oh boy, now I'm in magic problems. I faked my death. No longer Paul Fontaine. I went back to Roddy Fantastic. That is my history, folks. And now I'm here, still under Roddy Fantastic, entertaining you fine guests. And what I want to know is what Grammy Award-winning performer, singer-songwriter grew up on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania. Sounds quaint. Sounds classy. Fantastic guess? No, these are all good guesses, but absolutely not. Hey, we got one team that got it, and I'm really proud of that team. Team Dino, you nailed it. We got all our guesses in. Fantastic job. Now, this might shock some of you. It's not like this is an unknown person. It's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift grew up on a Christmas tree farm. That's true. Run by her parents at their Pine Ridge Farm home in Reading, Pennsylvania. And her childhood job at the Christmas tree farm was, quote unquote, picking the praying mantis pods off the tree so that the bugs wouldn't hatch inside people's houses. That's the quality you expect from Taylor Swift at old Roddy's Christmas tree farm. Expect to be attacked by praying mantises, because I don't pick that crap off. What am I? A butler? No. Well, technically I am. Oh my God. Now I'm a butler, but then when at my Christmas tree farm, you can expect praying mantises for free. That's a bonus. But great job to Team Dino. You got it. And we're moving on to question 14, which is another music question. I want to know, here's a fun fact, and this pains me. Believe it or not, I have not gotten a Grammy. That's outrageous. Considering the albums I put out. In 1964, Touch a Roddy on the Night. 1965, Sorry for Touching You last year with the Roddy Fantastic Quintet. High Out of My Mind, 1969. Star Child Fantastic, a brief foray into the psychedelic. 1974, Uncle Jam is Framing Richard Nixon. That was a flop. Roddy's Rock Bottom, 1982. That was, a sonic mea culpa. Murda do Police, the infamous R.O.D., my album with Dr. Dre from the 90s. And then currently, Roddy Fantastic, November of My Years. Yep, those are all my albums, and none of them have won Grammys, and that's outrageous. And shameless plug, November of My Years, available now in my car trunk. So there's a lot of Grammy winners, and none of them are me. What I want to know is who is the youngest Grammy Award winner in history? Minute on the clock. The youngest Grammy Award winner in history. This isn't some unknown name. They won a Grammy. They're the youngest. They hold the record. Youngest Grammy Award winner for a hit song. Anyways, the oldest was George Burns. True fact. I don't know. Maybe Mike, Oh God, the audiobook. I don't know what he won for, but old George Burns holds the record for the oldest, which is why I need one. I'm happy to take George Burns out of the equation. He's number one in other ways too, down below. I shan't get into details, but in the business, it's like Frank and George. Oh boy, these are legends, tall tales, but packing heat. Old Tom Jones packing lead. We're just talking shop. This is all medical and PG in my book. I don't work blue. Talking facts. The youngest Grammy Award winner in history is what I'm looking for. Not the person packing the heat. That's for my that's for the 10 p.m. show. That's what I want to know. All right, I see people frantically typing. They think they know it. And I'm rooting for you all. It's fun to watch you all across the country in real time. You know, it's fun watching families being like, honey, I thought you were the Grammys person on our team. I'm the history guy. You're supposed to be this is history. We're talking Grammys history. But no. We're getting some answers in. Oh, great guess. And one of you has it, and that is Team Sammy D. Team Sammy D, we got some old-timey names. None of them right, except for Team Sammy D. And boy, this is a tight race, folks, and I love to see it. The answer is, I could ask our team Sammy D. The answer is Leanne Rimes. She was 14 years old when she actually made history. 1997, the youngest person to ever win a Grammy, according to the Grammy website. You might be going, Roddy, Michael Jackson. Did he win for the Jackson 5? Well, hey, this fact came from the Grammys website, and if you got problems, you got problems with the Grammys. And boy, the Grammys got problems. Weeknd's album didn't get a nomination at all? Are you kidding me? Okay, whatever. That's my gripe. Roddy's November My Year is also a gripe. But no, she took home for Best New Artist and Best Female Country Vocal Performance for her rendition of Blue, a cover of Bill Mack's 1958 track, Blue. So there you go. That was question 14. Folks, we are getting close to our end, and it's a tight race. I'm not going to tell you the leaderboard until after the commercial breaks. This is our 15th question, 3-pointers. This is the end of the game. Movies. Let's talk movies again. The 90s, Wild Times. I had Wild Times. Did you check out my album, Murda do Police? Clearly I did. If I thought I got pulled over a lot before recording Murda do Police, boy, put an album named that out. You will get every taillight citation in the book. From basically 1993 to 2005, I was pulled over all the time and harassed. I deserved it, but classic album. My thanks to Dr. Dre for recording with me. But no, we're talking 90s movie soundtracks here. I want to know, which 90s movie soundtrack is the best-selling soundtrack of all time? Now remember, these are 3-point questions. The last question of the game. It's a difficult question. Just mull that over. That's kind of a hint. Maybe it's not the thing that's first on your mind. So let's start that timer. I recorded soundtracks mostly for Italian cinema of the erotic variety in the 70s. That's where I recorded most of my film soundtracks. No love there. But that's where I like to work. Those films are better on multiple levels. Italian cinema. Il Duce. Blah, 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 blah. I don't speak Italian, and that's probably the problem with my soundtrack. They're all English. And all my songs were like, look at these people getting it on. Woo! Bad soundtracks, but, you know, I was cheap labor and they hired me. We're waiting for some answers. Hey, good for you all. I am impressed. Honestly, it's stunning to see. Team Bishop, bam, you got it. We got Team Dino, you got it. We're waiting for Team Sinatra, as always, classic scenario. Love you all, but Jeopardy might call you on the time thing. Fantastic trivia, pretty loosey-goosey. I see you all. Don't be angry at that. Yeah, you can flip me off, it's fine. Oh, fair guess. Team Sammy D, no, that's not right. But you did get it, Sinatra, at the buzzer, and by buzzer, a buzzer being like, ha, for like 20 minutes. And they're like, is it broken? Is the timer broken? And we still take the answer. That was correct. The answer to this one is, let's see it, The Bodyguard from 1992. Congratulations. You nailed it. Here's my fun fact about that. The Bodyguard was intended as a starring vehicle for Steve McQueen and Diana Ross in the 70s. Warner Brothers actually bought that script from Larry Kasdan, who wrote Star Wars, among other things, other classics, back in the 70s. It was supposed to be for Diana Ross and Steve McQueen. Production never got off the ground, though, and apparently, because Diana Ross and Steve McQueen couldn't agree who would be top billing. That's the legend. They couldn't agree, therefore the movie was scrapped. And you know what? I respect that. I'm top billing, and I don't take anything less. So, folks, that's the end of our third round. I'm really proud of you. We're coming up to our final round. We're going to do one more quick commercial break. Let's get ready for that final round. Anything could happen. 7 points on the line.
After these messages.
Sitting in a bar, a swanky part of town. When Annie came and looked me up and down, I had my Seagram's wine cooler. Kissing me, I'm thinking, of the drink I'm drinking. Don't you know this is where the fun starts? Seagram's wine coolers. This is where the fun starts. Seagram's wine coolers. We hit downtown just looking for the spot where the drinks are cool and the music's hot. I said, honey, try something you never had before. They said, show me, boy. And I began to pour. Let me tell you, this is where the fun starts. Seagram's wine coolers. This is where the fun starts.
Peter Boyle is a tough, ill-mannered cop who is run down in the line of duty. But that's not the end of his story. No. He's reincarnated. Ha! Surprise! As a streetwise bulldog in Puchinsky.
What are you going to do now? Well, first I'm going to try licking myself, and then I'm going to catch my killer.
The talking dog teams up with his astonished former partner to put the bite on crime. It's touching.
Look at me. I've become a dog. It's all sinking in now.
It's poignant.
But it's life. It's precious life.
It's unforgettable.
You're a dog. I'm a cop. This is ridiculous.
And welcome back to Fantastic Trivia. As you can tell, I got out of the Overlook. Little boy Danny and his friend Tony told me to root out. They said, Tony tells me that there's a window. Whatever, that kid's a weirdo. I was like, get away from me, Danny, you creep. Anyways, he was right. I got a window, I scurried out. Now I'm outside and freezing my buns off again. Trying to escape this hellish nightmare called a job. But aren't they all? We're just having fun. We're just having fun. Old Roddy loves to work. All right, here we go. We are at the final round, and before we get into it, I just want to tell you, this one's a tight game. Anyone can win it still. I'm going to give you the leaderboards. All right. In last place, but not far out. We got 7 points on the line here, folks, so don't give up. Team Bishop, you got 13 points. Really good. I'm really impressed. You got a lot right, so congratulations. You got 13 points. Team Sammy Davis Jr., you're in third place with 16 points. So you're in it. We're all in the mix. And we are tied for first right now. Anyone's game. Team Sinatra, Team Dino, both at 18 points. So the point separating is 18 first place, 16 in third, and then finally Bishop at 13. But there's 7 points on the line. So if you nail it, Bishop, you win. If they all duff it. So I'm going to just explain it one more time. Anyone confused? This is what's going on. This is the final round. You're going to have more time than usual. The final round is only one question. This one question has 7 answers. So you're going to type to me all at once the 7 answers that you think are correct. I'll give you a hint. It's a movie question. So get in your movie brain on. We're talking Oscars. So that's a little hint for where we're headed. We're talking movie Oscars for the final round. It's the category. And there's going to be 7 possible answers. Now here's the beauty of this round. You are going to submit as many, up to 7. You will get 1 point for each correct answer. If you get one wrong, don't sweat it. I am not going to count it against you. You don't lose the round. You get 1 point for each correct answer. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because we're going for it. This is our final round question. I've had a blast. I wish you all luck on this final round. I think you're going to do great. Here's the question. You might notice that I'm at the Overlook Hotel. A little movie called The Shining by Stanley Kubrick. Now here's the crazy thing. The Shining was never nominated for Best Picture, which is outrageous. It's a classic. It's the best. There literally is no better horror film. There are other horror films that are equally great, and those ones did get nominated for Best Picture. So here's the question. I'm going to put it up, and we'll read it before I start that timer. For 7 points, it says 6 there, because some jerk didn't change the copy. But anyways, 7 points are possible. And I want to know, please list the titles, the 7 horror films nominated for Best Picture. So there are 7 horror films in the history of the Oscars nominated for Best Picture. You're going to write 7 answers to me. I wish you luck. Let's start that timer. And due to the nature of this, I'm just going to sit here and go have a smoke break. I'll be back. Silence is golden on this one. Don't smoke, kids. It's a terrible habit. In fact, I'm going to put it down. It's a kid's show. It's a kid's show. Oh my god. Hey, Roddy. I'm professional and I'm available for kids' birthday parties. But I'll be silent. Winding down here. Do your best, you know? Up to 7. Give me as many as you have. Old Roddy's gonna count these in the commercial break. Old Roddy's gotta count. Not my specialty. Maybe that'll benefit you. But no, don't worry. We have scorekeepers working real hard behind the scenes. Oh, it's cold. It's cold out here. It's cold this night. All right, we're getting, I see Team Sammy Davis Jr. coming in to give us their thoughts. I'm gonna wait for all the answers to be in before cutting to that commercial break. Team Sinatra, I'm looking at you. You're all doing wonderfully though, and I hope you've had a good time. This has been a blast for me. This is what I like to do, entertain. Old Roddy's been entertaining since the late 1800s. Not to date myself. Great job, everybody. Proud of you all. All right, seems like we got our answers locked in. And I'm going to cut to a commercial break, our final of the day. Stay tuned, more fun stuff coming up. And we're going to find out who won this thing at fantastic trivia. Oh, God, I'm coughing out here. Fantastic trivia. round 2, the grand finale. We're going to find out who won this sucker on holiday weekend. So stay tuned for one more commercial break. See you soon.
Turn after these messages.
Perfect sleeper. Perfect sleeper. Perfect sleeper by Serta.
Hi, I'm Joey Heatherton. Serta's Perfect Sleeper mattress is something great to sleep on. It gives you firmness and comfort. It's the perfect combination. You'll love it. Now, instead of counting sheep, you can count on a good sleep. Be a perfect sleeper. Buy a perfect sleeper, perfect sleeper. Buy a Serta. Woo!
Why buy just a video game from Atari or Intellivision? Invest in the wonder computer of the 1980s for under $300, the Commodore VIC-20. Unlike games, it has a real computer keyboard. With the Commodore VIC-20, the whole family can learn computing at home. Plays great games, too. Under $300, the wonder computer of the 1980s, the Commodore VIC-20.
Coming soon, Commodore brings you Gorf, the Wonder Arcade game, and Omega Race in home versions. Commodore.
Hey, this Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing.
I'm on the radio!
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio. There are no attaching wires, so you're free to move around. Broadcast over any FM car radio.
Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later. You can broadcast in mono or with two or more radios in stereo.
It's practical and great fun for the whole family. And for only $12.88, they really make great Christmas gifts.
The perfect Christmas gift at Walgreens, Woolworth, Woolco, Osco, Venture, Weebolts, Montgomery Ward.
Folks, I mean, if you wanted a nail biter at the end of a trivia show, this is it. Holy Moses. You folks really brought your A game and things were swinging and shifting. Swinging and Shifting, my latest album, coming soon to a store near you, inspired by this thing. Holy Moses. Folks, nail biter. We have a winner. We have losers. That's how games work. Sorry. Well, we're all winners in spirit, but here we go. Coming in fourth place, but a very admirable fourth place. They got 5 answers correct. Actually, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited. I'm too excited. Oh my gosh. We have to get to the answers first. So let's do that. Let's quickly get to it. Okay, ready? Don't panic. Stick the landing. You're hyperventilating. Some paperback. Oh my god, here we go. The correct answers, the 7 movies were The Exorcist, Jaws, The Silence of the Lambs, The Sixth Sense, Black Swan, Get Out, and Parasite. I mean, folks, you did an excellent job, and here's the shocker. No Hitchcock, no Alien, no Shining, which is outrageous, quite frankly. Nosferatu, no Rosemary's Baby, that's shocking. You know, now it's probably okay with everything that happened, but at the time, come on. No Psycho, no all those, a lot of good guesses, but boy, folks, I'm panicking over here. I'm having a good time. I hope you are too. Let's go. Let's get to who won this sucker. And the most important thing is I honestly gotta say thank you to everybody who played. Say hi. You all did a wonderful job. I couldn't have done this without our players at home. These were the champions, the warriors who fought through tech troubles and worked at it. These are all live in Portland, Maine, Connecticut, New York, even more northern Maine. I see you, Belfast. What's up? We got people from all over. Maryland, I think. Maryland, Virginia, maybe Virginia. Old Roddy doesn't know his maps very well. We got everybody here. Congratulations to all of you for a really great showing. And to all the Rat Pack teams, the captains who did the hard work. You did great. Everyone did great. So here's our fourth place. Drum roll, please. And an excellent job. You guys came back from 13 and ended with 18 points. You got 5 right in that final round. Team Bishop is our fourth team today. Very admirable. They really came back, and that's amazing. 5 out of 7. Pretty good. Team Sammy Davis in third. You got 4 right in that final. 20 points. Excellent job. You know, I respect the heck out of all of you. You got 4 right, and that's pretty darn good. Now, Team Sinatra, Team Dino. This is the question of life. Who is the better Rat Packer? Sinatra? Dino. History would probably say Sinatra. Today would disagree because Team Dino wins with 23 points. They got 5 right. Sinatra got 4. They were tied going into the final round, 18 a pop. Sinatra got 4. They end with 22. They are in second place. And Team Dino! Hey! Way to go, Maya, Ollie. The fact that you know that many horror films at your age is bananas. I really blame your parents for that one. But the fact that you got all of those R-rated, hard R-rated, Oscar winners, credit to you. So anyways, fantastic job, everybody. You know, this has been a wild time. I'm stuck in the cold, and that's my problem, not yours. This has been wonderful. I got to thank you all for participating. Your wonderful friends and family to do this on a holiday weekend, and old Roddy appreciates it. And I hope you come the next time I do this, which will be, I don't know, a bit. And this is, I should probably do like a Christmas tune or something to end this, a little classy, oh boy, what's off the top of my head? Oh, holy night. Na, na, na. No, that feels wrong. You know, here's the deal. I like to end big. I'm a razzle-dazzle guy, so we're entering this thing on a razzle-dazzle number. It's going to require a little costume change, but hang in there. Love you all. Thanks for participating in Fantastic Trivia Round 2. I'm your boy, Roddy Fantastic. Let's end this on a razzle-dazzle number. Happy holidays, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in for Fantastic Trivia. Hope you had a good time. Let's end this one on a classy note. Sing along if you know the words. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. You better be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, sing along. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope this is getting you into the spirit. I'm feeling it. You should be feeling it too. Nail the ending, Roddy. You gotta finish strong. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. You better be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah. He's coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yo, you hear that? I think I hear him coming, everybody. He's off in the distance for all the good kids and all the good adults who could handle this year. Claus is coming to town. Santa 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 Claus is coming to town. Yeah, he's coming, everybody. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah! Santa Claus is coming to town. Hey! Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's coming, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thanks again for tuning in to Fantastic Trivia. I love you all.